Breaking travel news. Travel Talk with Phil Blizzard, talking to industry experts and decision makers.
Welcome to Travel Talk, this edition in Dubai, one of the most luxurious hotels recently opened, and we're looking at the Four Seasons in Jumeirah. So Simon, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure to be here, Phil.
Elegant surrounding, for me this really epitomises what Four Seasons is all about. So how would you describe this resort?
You know, I think it's bringing the best of Four Seasons to the best of Dubai. Four Seasons is renowned for its understated elegance, its sort of timeless glamour and personalized intuitive service. So we're bringing all that's great about the brand to this unforgettable location. Really a new location for a luxury hotel in Dubai to be here at the north end of Jumeirah Beach and so close to downtown, DIFC and all that's happening here.
So as you say, prime location in a different part of Dubai, close to the business centre. So what would you say is your typical guest? What's their profile?
You know, the guest always reflects the destination. So Dubai is majority a leisure destination. So we're a resort. We're here on our own private stretch of beautiful Jumeirah Beach. So the majority of the guests are leisure guests. However, the distinction we have, really different to any other beach hotel in Dubai, is that we're also relevant to the high-end corporate travelers. So we're getting some CEOs, some board meetings because of our proximity to the business heart of the city, whilst still being on the beach.
Well, behind us the view of this very elegant lobby. So give us an overview of your key aspects of the resort.
You know, it's a resort that's medium-sized, that's what we do, mid-sized luxury, aiming to be, you know, at that very high end of the market. So here we are in the lobby, you have a beautiful picture view window showing across the gardens and the estate. Inside the hotel, in terms of food and beverage offerings, we're standing here in our Chai Salon, which is the very elegant tea lounge. On the same level, we have our Hendrix cocktail bar. We have some great food and beverage offerings. We have our soup restaurant, which is 6 different open kitchens cooking a whole collective of cuisines from Indian to Asian to Arabic. We have our signature beachfront restaurant, which is called Seafood, and that is really an Asian and Mediterranean seafood restaurant, but with a twist. Jewel in the crown, on top of the hotel, Mercury Lounge, which is really spectacular. One of the only places in Dubai where you have full unfettered sea views and full downtown and Burj views as well.
There's a lot of talk, a lot of buzz about the South American restaurant.
We have 5 restaurants that are actually in our restaurant village. We decided, being in a new location here, we needed to create a center of gravity. So as well as everything inside the hotel, we created a restaurant village with 5 external restaurants. One you're talking about there is Koya, which was voted the best restaurant in London last year. We're delighted to have Koya here, Nusret, the Turkish steak restaurant, as well as Provocateur nightclub from New York City.
Okay, so plenty to choose from the F&B offering. Now, when it comes to staying here, give us an overview of the suites you have, the keys.
So 236 keys, about a quarter of those suites. Entry-level rooms, including the balcony, 70 square meters. So amongst the largest rooms that you'll have in Dubai, very elegantly furnished as you expect from Four Seasons, balconies with a day bed and a chair, having either amazing sea views or city views over the Burj. And then the suites go through a number of levels, including our top royal and presidential suites, which are very sumptuous with grand pianos and media rooms and steam rooms and private gyms in those big suites as well.
Now, for any hotel, in terms of generating revenue, guests are very important, but you need to go beyond that, I suppose, with spas and also MICE offerings. So looking at MICE, what can you offer?
Well, we've been open, as you know, since mid-November, and we've done 4 or 5 fairly significant MICE events and groups. So we have very well-positioned banquet spaces, ballrooms, all with natural light. The meeting rooms all have terraces and natural light. The ballroom itself leads out through double doors that you could drive 2 cars into an outdoor event lawn and onto the beach. So certainly for the meetings, board meetings, conferences, off-sites and that type of thing, we're very well provisioned. And for incentives, you know, we're in Dubai, so really it's a destination that has everything to offer.
And as you say, being able to drive cars in, 2 cars, whatever, through the doors, ideal location for product launches, I suppose.
Absolutely, and we've had a few high-end, with very blue-chip, high-end consumer luxury goods companies like Cartier or Bulgari or Chopard have already done product launches, but as you say, an ideal canvas upon which to launch a new product.
So how would you describe Four Seasons here? How does it fit into the landscape of the luxury hospitality offerings here in Dubai?
Well, firstly, respectful. You know, several hundred hotels, 200 of them really five-star hotels. It's a very competitive market. And so you look at what do we bring. To have a good hotel, and there's a lot of good hotels. You need a good location. I think we have the best location in the city. You need a good physical build, architecture, marble, Murano glass, beautiful interiors. But those things can only ever make you good. In the hotel business, to go from good to great, it's all about people, because it's experiential. It's how you feel about the visit. And so I think the Four Seasons USP or key difference is in service delivery.
You have the heritage with Four Seasons of numerous years, also here in the Middle East with the opening of the property in Doha. So that's probably pretty key, isn't it, when you come to another destination in the Middle East?
You know, it's very much about brand, and the brand's about people. Because at the end of the day, you know, a building is inanimate, no matter how beautifully finished it is. So it's the soul that you can bring to it, the blood that pumps through the veins that gives a hotel character and life. And so what I tried to do in Doha, and I'm, you know, bringing to here to Dubai as well, is really that sense of fun, a sense of place, a very diverse group of employees from over 50 countries that are all coming together here to create what's uniquely Four Seasons Dubai.
And with 25 years plus in the business, you still got that passion. You can feel it talking to you.
This is 25 and here's 18.
Okay, so plenty more to go. Looking at trends at the moment, I mean, there's been a bit of a downturn with some of the source markets. I'm thinking perhaps of Russia in particular. How has that had an effect, and what are your source markets, your key source markets?
I think it certainly has had an effect. Whenever you have one significant segment of the market, you know, has some weakness, it affects the market overall. As a new hotel, we didn't historically have a big group of Russian guests, so we're not missing it, but it affects the whole market. What we found, though, is other large markets like Saudi Arabia have been higher contributors than we expected. So the big contributors into the luxury market in Dubai are certainly Saudi Arabia, still Russia, China, within Europe, the UK and Germany, America and further afield. Regional Arab and Middle Eastern business is important.
And to finish off, looking ahead to the year 2020, Dubai Expo, what's going to be your focus for that?
You know, I think it creates, you know, a great vision point for the country. It's an indicator of His Highness's vision for what this country is capable of. And for all of us playing our small roles towards that vision, it gives us something to work towards. It gives a sense of national pride for the country, as well as a reason for continued infrastructure development. So for us as a small hotel here in this great city, we'll be looking to be part of that excellence and provision for everyone that will come for the Expo.
Well, Simon, it's been great talking to you. Thanks very much
to talk to you too.
joining us here on Travel Talk.